Hey everybody, it's Eddie J on Crypto for GrowMyBag.tv. Hope you're having a good one. What's good, what's good, what's good? We got a lot of news. We had a lot of news last night. We have a lot of news today. So Crypto.com is facing accusations from crypto sleuth Zach XBT that they had a major breach. That could be a big deal. That could be a very big deal. With the exchange remaining silent amid past controversies like the 2021 CRO token reissuance, raising concerns over transparency. Yeah, that's a problem. That's a problem. Because it says that, well, it might not be decentralized if they can do cover-ups. So transparency is a big deal. And if I were you, I'd do some research on that. Don't forget, we practice the GMB 3. And what is that? Do your own research, know your entries and exits, and absolutely invest deliberately. You want to know actually how to get around that, how to actually learn how to use that? You can go to Amazon and get my book. Look at the size of this thing. You can get my book. The GMB 3, The Art of Research, Timing, and Deliberate Wealth. I have another book out there, Crypto Foundations for Building Multi-Generational Wealth. This is your foundation. It looks like a small book, but this is a 10-week course in a few pages. This is going to give you the foundation for what you need to know to actually learn how to do your own research, know your entries and exits, and invest absolutely deliberately, that is. Good morning, Jay Shelton in his house. Oh, dude, thank you. I appreciate that. And that's what's up, investing deliberately today. What else do we have? Ripple and Aave bridged $24 million in real world assets using Ripple's RLUSD stablecoin on Aave's Horizon RWA market, powered by Chainlink. Say what now? That is a clear example of how Ripple, Chainlink, and Aave are demonstrating how they can get along in one of the most important, if not the most important space in the world of finance, real world asset tokenization. Boom. Everybody's wondering, well, they're in competition. No, they're not in competition. Aave's got like 60 some odd % of the DeFi market. They've chosen Chainlink and they've chosen XRP. Or I'm sorry, RLUSD, stablecoin. Just say it. You're looking at opportunities where projects can actually get along well. Where they can get along well. And I want you to stop and think about something. Remember how I've been talking about there's going to be this great consolidation and culling within the crypto space? Meaning you're going to see projects and coins and tokens just fall by the wayside. Another way that they go away, mergers and acquisitions. That can happen. That can absolutely happen. And we can see that. And this is another idea right here. You're looking at 3 different assets that get along very well to provide a very specific use case. Just saying. Just saying. That's an opportunity for merger, acquisition. Just saying. Not now. I doubt if anybody's thinking about that now. But in the future, that right there could be a thing. And truth be told, that right there, I think is going to become common. Aave, RLUSD, and Chainlink. Boom. So when you think about, oh, Chainlink's trying to get into banks and, Ripple's trying to get into banks, serving 2 different purposes. I think that when you see them finally get together, you're going to see just craziness explode. How useful they are when they work together. This is what I'm talking about when I say I'm looking for things within the opportunities and use case space, infrastructure especially, that are going to drive things. This is not only infrastructure, but this is actually a transaction. Boom. Real big. Yeah, I'm all for crypto collaboration too, bud. All about it. That's what it's all about. There's not going to be just one damn coin, people. There's not. And if there is, won't be in my lifetime. It will not be in my lifetime. We're going to see a lot go on. What else do we have? Philippines Senator Bam Aquino, or Bam Aquino, I hope I got that right. I apologize if I don't. Proposed placing the national budget on blockchain. Gee, I wonder where they got that idea. Was it Lutnick that said he wanted to put the GDP on blockchain? Huh? What? This is what I'm talking about. What happens here can affect over there. What happens over there can affect here. You want to know something else that could affect here in a major way, in an almost profound way? Asia becoming a crypto hub. Yeah, that would be profound. Another one, Africa becoming a crypto hub. Where the heck do you think the Middle East is? I know, I say it like, oh, I know, I get it. Yeah, that's Africa. If Africa becomes a crypto hub, where's the United States? Because Africa is way bigger than the United States. In size, in population, it's huge. The maps you see, yeah, they're not correct. They're not correct. So yeah, these are the things I'm looking at. Again, we live on a small blue marble. Everything affects everything. Pay attention, folks. Pay attention. There are opportunities. All you have to do is open your eyes, do your own research, know your entries and exits, and absolutely invest deliberately. That's the GMB3. I just left Egypt last week, and some people are really into crypto. Yeah, and it's going to be growing. It's going to be growing. What else do we have? We've got Polygon, somehow USDT0, and I think it's XAUT0, right? Somehow, they've both launched on Polygon, enhancing cross-chain transfers of Tether and gold-backed assets, positioning it as a multi-chain hub for real-world finance. Wow. That's huge for everybody involved. Tether, USDTO, XAUTO, and Polygon. Everybody thought Polygon was away and sleeping. You forget. Franklin Templeton's been playing with Polygon too. Don't sleep. Don't sleep. You know what? DMP and GA, I have to say thank you so much. You just made a black man blush. The statement is, just found your channel yesterday morning. So glad I did. Enjoy watching these videos early in the morning while I'm drinking coffee before starting my workday. That's what's up. Thank you. Thank you very much. I appreciate that. Don't forget to invest in yourself today. That's the big deal. What other news do we have? We've got Webull's entry into the Australian market with lower crypto trading fees, and it could trigger a fee war in Australia. Yeah. Webull's been quiet for a minute. Time for them to wake up, and it sounds like they're trying to shake off that dust. Ethereum is becoming Wall Street's darling coin, as per Van Eck. As per Van Eck. And I'm sitting back and I'm going, yeah, I can see that. You want to know why I can see that? Because there can't be only one. Bitcoin is the investor's coin. Okay? Bitcoin is in a completely separate space than all the other coins that are out there. Whether you choose to believe it or not, that's a fact. It's in a completely different space. Okay? Ethereum, on the other hand, brings to the table a whole bunch of other stuff. Okay? One of them is exactly what Hutanik just said. Ethereum is traditional finance bedrock. But it brings several things to the table. Why? Well, it's got smart contracts. It's pretty secure. It's pretty fast. It's decently cheap. They're working on making it cheaper. And so many things already run on it. We just had a conversation about Chainlink, and guess what? Oh, that's right. Chainlink runs on ETH. Oh, yeah. It is a building platform. So it's a platform to be used, to be leveraged. You're not really doing that on Bitcoin, are you? But you're doing that on Ethereum. Pay attention. Pay attention. And let me tell you something. Van Eck's not the only people that are saying that. Van Eck is saying it. Tom Lee is saying it. Kathy Wood is saying it. By the way, she just bought some more Bitmine. Just saying. Pay attention to all these opportunities. They're telling you something. Connect the dots. But before you connect the dots, you want to know how you're going to be able to connect those dots? If you have your own risk framework. Your risk framework is a personal thing. It helps you decide how you're going to act during different times. What risks you're willing to take, what risks you're not willing to take. It'll help keep the guardrails on for you as you invest deliberately. Pay attention to that. It's not a product. It's not a service. It's work for you to do so that you are capable of making the right decisions based on your financial position. There's nothing better than that. Nothing better than that. This is why I tell you guys, practice the GMB3. Do your own research, know your entries and exits, and absolutely invest deliberately. Don't go into something half-assed, as my mother would say. You either do it or you don't. You will or you won't. What else do we have? Give me a moment, Hutanic. What else do we have? We have, I told you about ARK. Bitcoin may reach 190 by Q3 2025, by the end of. Driven by institutional investment and 401k adoption and global liquidity, though short-term corrections and macroeconomic risks could hinder the trajectory. That is something I actually believe in. That is something I actually believe in. Now, if we can get through that, I can actually see Bitcoin at 250 by the end of the year. If we can't get through that, the mark is going to be about 190, 200. Honestly, that's where I think we're gonna wind up ending up. The beautiful thing about Ethereum native coins is there is always a buyer and liquidity. It just breaks up the smart contract into Ethereum, which always has buyers. Boom. That's on the more technical side. For me, I don't need to worry about that. All it means, Ethereum gets used. It gets used. It's not just about buying and holding. No. Usage. As we march into the future, it's going to be usage. And having a market that's backed up like that makes it easier for people to use the coin. Ta-da! The world is full of transactions. And depending on the kind of transaction that you want, you're going to choose the various coins that are available to you for what you want to do, what you want to accomplish. Just saying. Pay attention to these things. There are opportunities. Solana's DEX activity dropped 85% in August due to scams. No! Be still my heart. Just saying. I'm just saying, when you think about all the scams that are out there, yes, I am very much aware that Solana hit above $215 today. I'm very much aware of that. But that news right there says a lot about its ecosystem. Pay attention. I think it's only a matter of time. I think it's on weak ground right now. Looks like ground, and what do you call that when it starts moving? Quicksand. Yep. You can survive it, but it's gonna be tough. Just saying. ByteDance plans a $330 billion stock buyback fueled by $48 billion in Q2 revenue and a $315 billion valuation. Shocker there. Just saying. You can see it coming. BlackRock's Ethereum ETF surpassed Coinbase in holdings, accumulating 3.6 million ETH as ETFs become the preferred vehicle for institutional crypto custody due to security and compliance. Yeah. They're making money and making it rain, as they say. Just saying, pay attention to these things. I bring you the news and then I bring you my take on the news for specific reasons, right? You kind of need to know, what's going on, and you need a different perspective. You need an independent perspective. Keep that in mind as we continue dealing with this whole, Fed board member Cook going through what she's going through with the new regime. You need independence. Just saying. Anyway, you know what we should do? That's right. We should get into the numbers. So let me scooch on over here, pull that, push this, click over, move my notes out of the way. That's the process. Don't yell at me. So we have the Dow implied open at 70 plus. We have S&P implied open at 1.25 plus. Basically, that's flat. That's unchanged, basically. NASDAQ futures down 9. Implied open. Yeah, okay. That's flat. Oil down 0.27. US 10-year down 0.006. What's all that tell you? The market is waiting. That's what it tells you. The market is waiting. If you missed what I was talking about last night about NVIDIA, go watch last night's show. We spoke about it, and we spoke about why their stock is still going down. Just saying. Good morning, Rick Ritchie. And Hutanic, that's TMI, man. Too much information. Nobody cares what you're going to do. Funky, not funky. Today's reports, we've got Dell, Marvell, Autodesk, Affirm. We want to pay attention to Affirm because that's one of those buy now, pay later companies. Dollar General, they're hurting. Dollar General is hurting. So we're going to be paying attention to what the kind of money they're making. If you're already holding that, I'm going to tell you, be careful. Be careful. Do research on that. Ulta Beauty, Dick's is supposed to come out. Burlington stores. Yeah, anything retail, I'll be paying attention to. Best Buy has issues. Empty stores, empty shelves. I went there the other day because I wanted to buy, I wanted to buy a card, a new GPU, right? So I get to the store, buy the card, get home, card doesn't work the way I want it to work in my environment, so I bring back the card. Both times, store's empty. When I look around the stores, not only is the store empty, but I'm seeing empty shelves. I'm seeing scarce product. Time is ticking for Best Buy. In my humble opinion, time is ticking for Best Buy. Just saying. Today's Thursday. What do we get? Initial jobless claims, GDP, first revision, pending home sales, and Federal Reserve Governor Christopher Waller is going to yap today. I know I crack jokes. You kind of want to pay attention to that. You kind of want to pay attention to, people yapping. And people might say, why would you want to do that? Well, you want to do that because you want to hear what the Fed is saying. You want to hear what each Fed member is saying. We really, really do. Really, really do. Fear and greed index is still at 48. Wow. I'm expecting to pick up tomorrow. I'm expecting like 52, 53 tomorrow. Fear and greed index, TVL, total value locked, $158.206 billion in total value locked. That's a good number. Maintaining above 150. Maintaining above 150 is a big deal. Market took a dip and total value locked started growing. Put that on. That tells me the market is getting ready. Market is getting ready, in my humble opinion. Looking at this one, ooh, so it did. You see that? I told you guys yesterday, it looks like this is going to be resistance right here. And it did become resistance right there. And now we see it bounce off. Hopefully it stays in that direction. Keep moving up like this. Just saying, I can see that happening. That's a good thing. I'm glad I pulled that line over. We can see what's going on over there. But we have a long way to go before we get to a place of comfort. We're still traveling. We're still operating within that one band. We've been in this band for a long time. That 109, 337 to 123,092. Yes, we've gone above that for the all-time high. But that's the band that we've really been solidly posting at. This is why when I see this tiny little dip, I look at people and I go, why are you crying? What you worried about? I have no stress. None whatsoever. I'm just plotting, my next move. That's it. On the big board, what do we have? Of course, CRO is popping up. But remember, Crypto.com is being accused about covering up, a breach. And it could have been a big breach, according to Zach XBT. So I am going to be paying attention to that. But it's still up because of that whole deal with the new regime's company. I still won't touch it. I know I could have made money off of this. I might have a teensy weensy itsy bitsy little bag left. but I won't touch it. I won't touch anything that they touch. Why is that? I'm not expecting anything good out of it. Do I think I can make money? Do I think people can make money on some of those things? Yes, absolutely. But I think downturn would be sudden and painful. So I'm not touching that. I'd rather deal with things that I'm sure about. I'm sure about Link. I'm sure about Aave, SHIB, even DOT, Avalanche, LTC, ADA, Sol. I don't touch Sol, but I know a lot of people will. And I tell you, each time I think you might be able to make money, I still think there's upside to Sol from here. You can still make money. But I do think that there's another pullback. There'll be another opportunity. Just saying. But I don't mess with Sol for many reasons. And if you watch my show, you know. GMB is another one that I will absolutely just sprinkle into. Everything you see me rattle off in the morning, sprinkle, baby. That's what I'm doing. XRP, ETH, BCH, BTC. Is there anything else on this screen that I'm actually seeing that I like? Arbitrum, I still like. I think somebody should buy Algorand. I'm going to say it out loud. I think somebody should buy Algorand. Another one that I like, HBAR, of course. Hype, another one that I like, of course. Pole, another one that I like, of course. I've been a Pole fan for a long time, still hold some. Looking at the board side by side, things are starting to pick up. Like I said, look at Ethereum. Look at Solana right here, 213. Not that far away from BNB. Not that far away at all. But I'm just saying, I think there are opportunities for others to start catching up, others to start moving up. Cardano, I think, is going to move up. Chainlink has been maintaining. Have you paid attention? When others are having big drops, Chainlink's been like, nah, we're not playing with that. Y'all can go down. We're not going anywhere. We're staying right here. Yeah. Just a few months ago, if the whole market went down, Chainlink was taking a harder hit. This is what I mean by being a part of the connective tissue. Chainlink is deeply rooted as a part of the connective tissue in Web3. It's not going anywhere but up, in my humble opinion. And that's right. Chainlink for the win. It's one word, Chainlink. What else do we have? Hyperliquid. Yeah. Hyperliquid's doing some stuff. It's handling its business. Right? Sui's another one that quietly is just moving on up, doing its thing. I'm telling you, don't sleep on Sui. Don't sleep on Stellar. Why not? The technology is basically the same as Ripple, as XRPL. Just as cheap, just as fast, just as secure. Don't forget they have that deal with MoneyGram. This is the one, like these guys right here, they could take over VeChain and that would make them powerful. Like they're powerful already being in the top 20. I'm telling you, pay attention. Bitcoin Cash is another one I like. Avalanche, I do like Avalanche, even though, year to date it's hurting. Avalanche is still doing a lot with regard to tokenization. A lot. Hedera is another one, even though it's hurting at almost 11 points down year to date. But look at that, 11 points down year to date, but 90 days and you're up 36.28. Just saying. If 60 days, you're up 60.38. So you had opportunities. You know how I tell you guys, I like playing the volatility. This is why I like playing the volatility. Because all these numbers give me an understanding of a coin's rhythm, right? It gives me an understanding of the coin's rhythm. And because coins are affected by macro events more so than stocks, they're affected by micro events more so than stocks. That's what gives it great volatility. Great meaning in size, tremendous size and volatility. And volatility can make you money. Volatility can make you money going up and going down, believe it or not. You just have to do your own research, know your entries and exits, and absolutely invest deliberately. Again, that's not a product. That's not a service. It's a practice. It's what you do. It's what I do every day. That's why I told you guys, go buy the book. I practice that book every day. I use it in stocks, bonds, options, cryptos, Even when I'm thinking about buying or investing in businesses, I use that to help guide me. I use that to help me hone my risk framework. You need to get on point with that, or else you're just throwing your money into the wind. Just saying. Anyway, everybody, this is Eddie J on crypto for GrowMyBag.tv. I hope you like what I'm doing. If you do me a favor, smash the likes. Tell your friends about us, because we've been growing and growing fast. And that has been what has made this community just boom. We've got a goal to hit 25,000 subscribers by the end of the year. I think we can do it a lot sooner. Frankly, I'm beginning to think that maybe we should set that goal to 30,000. Let's see what we can do. This is Eddie J on crypto. I'll see you tonight on the Crypto Overflow at 8 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. Everybody, thank you for your time. Thank you for your patience. And as always, thank you for your trust. I will fight for that every day. Have a good one, everybody. Bye-bye.